You know, James, that the Democratic...
I'm now going to attempt the worst ever John Cena impression. Chuck! Chuck! Chuck!
Sure. I'm mad at the Democratic Party. I mean, you see, when you lose an election, a party exists for one reason and one reason only, and that is to win the election. We lost. But there's nothing permanent about this. I remind people Wisconsin Supreme Court is coming up. You know, we got a huge Virginia governor's race. They have legislative challenges, and I do think that Senator Schumer is right. I think he and Leader Jeffers do have a plan in place. And look, if this is not evident here in the next 3 or 4 months, then there will be a uprising within the Democratic Party. But I think we should give them a chance to let's see what their plan and their strategy is.
Let's see what they're ready to do. All of this comes, James, as voters clearly are deeply dissatisfied with the Democratic Party as a whole. According to a new CNN poll, and I assume you saw it, just 29% view the Democratic Party favorably. That's an all-time low. What does this say about your party right now?
Don't lose an election, because Democrats will get mad at you. I don't even like the Democratic Party. I do not like losing, and most Democrats feel the same way. If we start winning elections, that's going to come back. And there's all kinds of things. Trump's head of his Council of Economic Advisors said growth in the first quarter was going to be 2.5%. Well, I don't know what it's going to be. Predictions about the future, especially hard, but I got a feeling these guys have no idea of what they're doing. Yeah. And when these opportunities come forth, you have to seize these opportunities, and hopefully we do.
As you point out, the Democrats lost the House, they didn't win the Senate, and they lost the White House as well. In an op-ed for the New York Times last month, an important article that all of us read, you called on Democrats to, quote, roll over and play dead. But that's not what Democratic voters want. According to a new CNN poll from NBC, a new poll from NBC News, 65% say they want their representatives to stick to their positions and fight Trump. Do you still believe the party leadership should ignore its base and play dead?
Well, I think what the base is really mad about is we lost the election. All right, and I'll be very candid to anybody at the Democratic base. We have no power. None. You understand? We have no power. And so I understand a lot of people on Democrats are like mad at me. But why don't we be smart? And if we would start winning elections, the Democratic base will love us. The idea is not to appease the base by Bonzi attacks or frontal assaults in March. The way to get the base back is to be clever and win and show them that we got something going in our favor. And I think we can do that. But you can't be emotional about this. You have to be strategic. We're in a really sticky wicket here. And I'm hopeful that Senator Schumer and Leader Jeffers, and I saw Leader Jeffers last Thursday of last week, and I got to tell you, I think that there's a good plan brewing in there. I really do. The best plan is not going to be very good because we don't have the vote. We don't have the power.
The economy is a huge issue, as it always is a huge issue right now, with recession fears, falling stock prices, and President Trump's trade war. How do Democrats convince voters they're fighting for them and not just against Trump?
Well, if Kevin Hassett is wrong, as I suspect he might be, predicting 2.5% growth, they don't even understand the situation that we're in. And everybody, I mean, the tariffs are grotesquely unpopular. They're going to continue to be grotesquely unpopular. What Elon Musk is doing is really harmful to the country. And at some level, it's going to be harmful to the economy. And Wolf, you live in the Washington area for a long, long time. What's going to be the turnout among federal employees or ex-federal employees in the Virginia governor's race? Try 100%. I mean, they are creating conditions that I think in the end will be very favorable to the Democratic Party. But the one thing that I don't think we should do is have a bunch of frontal assaults and speeches and screaming and yelling in March. I don't think that's a smart strategy.
Yeah, there's so many people here in Washington, Maryland, and Virginia who've lost their jobs, federal government employees. It's heartbreaking to see what's going on right now. James Carville, as usual, thank you.
I'm now going to attempt the worst ever John Cena impression. Chuck! 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 It's high time we stirred the pot, and I'm not just talking about the WWE ring. I'm talking the big league, the Democratic Party, Chuck. And let me tell you, Chuck, you've been about as excited as a glass of water at a hot sauce convention. Now, listen here, Chuck. It's time for a change of scenery. Why don't you pack up your filibusters and head on over with the likes of Trump and Elon? Picture this. Billionaires and their bureaucrats starring you, Chuck, on prime time TV. And think about the spotlight, Chuck. I can see you now, making the rounds on Fox News, when they flip more than pancakes at a breakfast buffet. Chuck, get yourself some of those sweet endorsements from folks like Charlie Kirk. Man, that dude thinks a hashtag can save the world. Oh, and the Twitter fame or the X fame, Chuck. Can you imagine all the likes you're going to get from Elon's bros? Your phone will be buzzing more than a beekeeper's convention. Feel it, Chuck. But let's cut to the chase. Chucky, you've been in this game longer than I've been tossing guys twice my size. Bit Lindsey Graham there. Over the top rope. And what's it got to do? Maybe it's time to tap out, take a bow and let the new kids run the show. Ever thought about a career in wrestling, Chuck? I hear they're looking for fresh, old faces. So Chuck, before you try to wrestle me into a debate, remember one thing. I'm the worst John Cena impression. You can't see me, but oh buddy, you're definitely going to hear me. We won't be doing that again, but you get the message.
Governor Pritzker's chief of staff, Ann Caprara, has said the following. The fight going on in the Democratic Party right now is not between hard left, right, and moderate. It's between those who want to fight and those who want to cave. And it gives me no pleasure to say this to you because we are friends, but I think you caved. I think you and 9 other Democrats caved. I don't think you showed the fight that this party needs right now because you're playing with by a rule book where the other party has thrown that rule book away.
True.
And so in my view, what you did really was in supporting that GOP partisan bill that Democrats had no input in, you cleared the way for Donald Trump and Elon Musk to gut Social Security, to gut Medicare, to gut Medicaid. Why did you lead Democratic senators to play by that book that the Republicans are not playing by?
Okay, first, I'd say, Sonny, no one wants to fight more than me, and no one fights more than me. You got to fight smart. It is not true. That bill had far less it was bad. I hated it. But it does far less damage to Social Security. Medicare, Medicaid are far more susceptible to being eliminated, which is what that horrible Musk. Can you imagine this guy Musk, a billionaire, saying $1,100 for a senior citizen is not necessary,
but aren't
or
there
a Ponzi
cuts
scheme?
in that bill?
There are many fewer cuts in that bill than that would be in a shutdown.
But they
it was
still
a bad
exist.
choice. So we got to. Yes, they exist. But if you have two, have two choices, one bad, the other devastating. One chops off one of your fingers, the other chops off your arm.
That's right.
So I want to fight, and we are fighting. We're going to fight every day on this, every day. Today, we're fighting them on Medicaid. Tomorrow, we're going to fight them on, the next few days on tariffs. We're going to fight them on Social Security. But I want to win and fight smart.
Yes.
Not just, I understand, we want to stick it to them.
Okay,
we're going to stick it to them and fight smart and win.